I just watched Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, which is the first animated feature film of all time. It's made by Walt Disney. I mean, I think everyone knows all this stuff. You know, it's very very famous. But I hadn't seen it since I was, I don't know how old, but pretty young. So I thought I'd give it another go, especially since it's so important historically. Yeah, I think it's a bit of a mixed bag. So for 1937 standards, it's absolutely fantastic, and it's super impressive. It really is. There's some stuff which is amazing, but I think Disney films now very much have a formula, these Disney princess films especially, and this was, you know, still kind of finding its feet. So I'll start with the animation, which is, it's pretty great, to be honest. I mean, especially for when animation hadn't really been a thing for very long. There were some shots where they walked past some water, which was, it looked to me like they were using some form of metal to be like, it was like a reflection. I think it was, yeah, when they photographed the animation slides, I think there was like a reflective surface, so it made really good water. It looked great, and I think the dwarves were very cartoonish. Their movements were great. I think the animals' movements were great. I think Snow White, I'm not as much of a fan of her design. I think, well, they keep talking about how she's like the fairest of them all, and I think she looks a bit weird. Like, she only has a nose when she's side on, and so most of the time she's just got nostrils and she looks a bit like Voldemort. But yeah, I think her design, it just doesn't really mesh well with the very cartoonish dwarves. Her and the prince and the evil stepmother and that, they all look like 70-year-old Dark Lords, and then the dwarves look like cartoon characters. As well, I think Snow White, right, it came out in 1937, based on a book from 1812. I mean, she isn't going to be a sort of feminist icon, but I don't think she's as much of a sort of role model or as interesting a character as the 21st century Disney princesses, like the original ones, not based on existing fairy tales. But no, I'll talk about the songs, because it is a musical, and there's, again, the songs are, I think there's a couple of very iconic ones, and then there's some which I literally have no memory of until I watched it now. And so the first, it starts off with like the I Want song, as they all do, but this, it's so forgettable. I remember it was, her voice is very grating, although the prince has a set of pipes on him, but I thought it was so forgettable. It's just about, generically about love. There's no, it doesn't connect to the plot of the film at all. And does she meet the prince for the first time then? It seems like it, but I don't know. They have no chemistry. It's a bit weird. And then the second song is also just her in the forest with some creatures. I have no memory of that. I just remember it was really bad. And then, yeah, she sings. There's a lot of singing about cleaning and washing. Like, so much of the film's runtime is dedicated to cleaning and washing, and I guess they want to make kind of that sort of stuff fun for kids. So if you show it in an interesting light, then maybe they'll go home and they'll want to help their parents. But it's just, it's too much. I mean, the pacing of this film is horrendous. Like, there's way too much time spent on pointless cleaning and washing up and dancing, and then the prince has no character. He's just like, she's supposedly in love with him, and he's in like 2 scenes, and he doesn't have anything to him, and the huntsman has no character. I just think it's very of its time in terms of it's just there to be a moment of entertaining vignettes rather than an actual coherent story. But yeah, carrying on with the songs, Hi Ho, obviously a banger. We got Dig 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 Dig, that one, that's great too. Whistle While You Work is, yeah, again, iconic, but it's just a song about cleaning at the end of the day. Alright, so I'll go into the rating, and then I'll talk about the ending. So I would rate the film. It's funny, the rating of this film, because I think, obviously, of its time, right, 1937, absolute 5 stars. It's phenomenal. Then, given a bit of time, there's been more films since. It's got to the point where, okay, so it's a huge moment in film history. It's very impressive for the time. It's pioneering of what will go into just a huge corporation that would just grow and grow and grow, that is Disney. Like, but at the end of the day, there's a lot of better Disney films. So it's probably like fundamentally a 3-star film. So I'll give it 4 stars overall. I don't feel like it's something you watch for the entertainment necessarily. I mean, there's some great parts. I thought, like, there's some spooky bits with trees, which I think looks great, and obviously the dwarves are great. But no, I'll talk about the ending now, because it ends with a shot of the prince and Snow White are walking off together, which, first of all, I felt nothing towards, because we don't know him as a character. Like, I felt like it should have ended with, you know, her stepmother tried to kill her. Like, she doesn't care about living in the castle or whatever. Like, she's found that she can have happiness with these simple dwarves living in a forest and mining. Like, I thought it should have ended with just her living with them. But no, she walks off with this guy who she doesn't even know. But no, at the end you see like this golden castle in the clouds, and it's really weird. And then I just didn't understand it, and then I kind of thought of it more, and I just kind of thought, is she still dead? Because it talks about, obviously there's that really on the nose exposition of like, oh, she can only be woken by true love's first kiss, and I kind of got the impression that maybe it's not that she's being physically woken up, it's more like her, I don't know, her soul now can move on or something. Like, I don't know, it seemed to me like this is her going off to heaven rather than before she was just stuck in purgatory or something. I don't know, because that might be a bit dark for a Disney movie, but maybe that's why they did it as a metaphor. I mean, I've not read the original fairy tale, but I don't think that's how it ends. I'm pretty sure it's literal. So I don't know why you put that there. I think maybe just Walt Disney was doing something for the parents, giving you a dark ending should you choose it. I'm not sure. Because if it's not that, what's that doing there? Or is it just like showing a flash towards their future? It's a symbolic of their future together will be golden and lovely. And why in the clouds? Okay, in the cloud could be like a cloud bubble, like a thought bubble. It's above them, but she's dead. She dies at the end. I think she's dead. Anyway, yeah, that was my review. People were saying to me to do an outro. I don't know how to do an outro, so the film's okay. It's pretty good. It's not that good. Thanks for watching.